In today's video, I want to talk about something really important, a concept that is often overlooked and something that causes a lot of us to play small and stay stuck in our everyday patterns rather than actually growing and evolving and becoming the true leaders, the true creators, the really authentic, real people that we can be. And what that is this idea of, well, I have to try to say the things that are not going to irritate people. Or I have to be really mindful of how I speak or how I communicate so that I don't hurt people's feelings. Because I think that's such a real concern. And I'll give you an experience, an experience that I recently had where this became crystal clear to me. So I'm part of this year-long program where we as coaches are developing our skills and our skill set, and we're just becoming better at being coaches, like actually practicing and going deeper. So we have these mastermind calls weekly with our little pods, and so they're designed in a certain way where there's a structure for the hour, and you use the structure and you implement it, and the whole purpose of the structure is to make sure everyone feels supported. So yesterday in our group, there's this one woman who felt really challenged and really triggered by the structure. And she wanted to basically just change it. She wanted to do something differently. And our teachers actually warned us of this. They said the structure is going to irritate you. These things are in place to support you. You got to trust the process. And you may want to try to control and manipulate and change all these things, but you got to stay the course. And as you're staying the course, you will be irritated, you will be challenged. So it's part of the journey, it's part of the game. So basically, she's super irritated, and in the moment when she was irritated and she wanted to change things, everyone in the group was like silent. And I could just tell there was this experience of, well, I don't want to make her feel bad, or we don't want to, put her down or make her wrong. And within me, I could feel this energy just like growing to say something. And for so long, I just, in those moments, would retreat and be afraid because what if I say the wrong thing? What if she doesn't like me after I say the thing? What if all these things that within my body are a result of basically as a child being bullied for being myself or for raising my hand when I knew all the answers and being called teacher's pet. Like all these pathways in my brain of, well, if you speak up, you will be hurt or people won't like you or you'll hurt other people's feelings. Like these beliefs that at some point I inherited from my environment when I was not conscious. And very much like you, it's like if you're watching this, you want to learn about this stuff. And so this is what happens to us humans. We just take all this stuff on, we it becomes part of our personality, and then we don't live life to the fullest because we're just afraid of things that aren't actually real anymore. Like it's not a real threat. So, anyways, getting back to the story, she was challenged, and I just opened my mouth, and out came this wisdom. And it was like, hey, friend, I'm not going to say her name, but hey, friend, like, I hear that you're feeling really upset about this. And while I acknowledge that, I also recognize that, like, there's a process, there's a structure, there's a path that we're meant to follow here. And we're just going to do it the way that it's designed. And there was so much resistance and irritation and upset. And it was just like, okay, being with this. And what showed up for me later as I was self reflecting was like my purpose, my desire to speak my truth, even when my voice shakes, even when the person in front of me is like irritated or agitated or throwing a tantrum or upset, my desire to say the things that I know in my heart are important to say are bigger than just being concerned about somebody getting irritated. So my purpose is bigger than irritation. So, in essence, what if I lived life in that same space? What if, in the moments when it became challenging and when I knew I needed to say the thing, what if I kept saying the thing and then practiced being open hearted, practiced communicating my truth? And so much of the work that I do with my clients and the people that I serve is about how to take what's in here, have it come up through here, and speak the truth so that at the end of the day, you feel like you're actually being authentic. I'll give you another example. So the other day, my husband, so he's working as part of this company that, he's in the skilled trades, and so a couple weeks ago he started working with a new worker, and this worker at the job site was like drinking, was basically just like not being safe while operating machinery and doing all this stuff. And rather than put himself in harm's way and continue to work with this person, he's like, I have to say something. Like, I can't just not, because if I don't, it's like my family's life is at stake if something happens to me. My health is at stake. The company's vehicle is at stake. Like, there's all these things. So it's like for him, the opportunity to speak his truth was, hey, it doesn't work for me to work with this person. And how many people think about saying that for years or for decades or something similar to that, but don't? And it may seem like really small things, right? Like speaking up when maybe you didn't get paid the right amount, or speaking up when they, put your coffee order in wrong and they gave you, um, milk instead of almond milk. But it's not about the fact that you're trying to like go make somebody else feel wrong for doing the wrong thing. It's about you, because you are always watching. You are always observing. You are always learning how you treat yourself. And what I mean by that is your subconscious mind is always listening. So if you don't stand up for you and you don't speak the things that you know you need to speak, who's going to do that for you? Who's going to stand up for you? And this is such a challenge, right? Because in today's day and age where cancel culture exists and all this crap around people being upset and triggered by the things you say, it's like, well, if you're approaching each conversation with compassion, humility, love, and feeling like you're coming from a place that actually is your truth, then when they get irritated, at the end of the day, it's like, it's not your responsibility. And I know this might be controversial. And I mean, if I haven't warned you already, I'm going to warn you now. A lot of what I say may be super controversial and you may not like. And with love, that's okay. You could choose to stop listening. You could choose to let this go. But this is for you who this is actually making a difference for. And that's my commitment, is like, I'm here, I know, on earth to speak my truth, to speak my voice, and to make a difference for other people so that they too know that it's okay. And not just okay, actually, it's so important to live this life fully and wholeheartedly. You need to be able to speak the truth, even when your voice shakes, even when you feel scared, especially when you feel scared. And that's what I'm here to teach you. So in these videos, you're going to learn more about my journey. You're going to learn more about different stories, different concepts. This is my classroom. I'm a teacher at heart. I'm here to teach. And at the end of the day, I just know that by listening to your heart and speaking your truth, and we're going to dive into this and what that all means in later videos, but just know that like you're not wrong when you want to listen to your heart, when you know something's not right and you need to speak up. It's part of your human journey. Like, you can't not, right? So at the end of the day, we're all here to learn and grow, and I'm grateful that you're here with me learning and growing as well. So that's it for today. Really, the concept is speak your truth even when your voice shakes. Speak up, because your purpose does not care about irritation. Your purpose does not give a shit about other people's emotions, because everybody is responsible for their own emotions. If you trigger somebody, it's not like, okay, well, I am 100% responsible. Yes, we have to be mindful and conscious of how we speak, but if you are speaking in a way which is real for you and you're being respectful and they're still upset, at the end of the day, you can't control or change or manipulate that. You can only really just focus on continuing to stay centered, focus on continuing to live your purpose, and speak up, because the more you grow, the bigger you get, the more you serve, more and more people are either going to like you or more people are going to hate you. They're going to judge you. And that's just a part of the experience. That's a part of the growth. And so I invite you today. What can you do? Something that's different, something that is maybe outside your norm, to make a different choice in the direction of living your highest truth. Like, what does that look like for you? So if this resonates, if you're liking what you're hearing and you appreciate this content, go ahead, hit the subscribe button. See, again, I'm just like, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Would love to hear your thoughts. If there's any special challenges or any specific questions that you have for me, please let me know. And one more other thing that I want to share with you is that, like, I'm not interested in editing my content. I know it might be, again, controversial, but I just, like, I say the things and I want them out in the world. I've sat for too long trying to, like, pretend and edit and make myself and all this shit perfect, and I just I'm not doing that anymore. So I'm gonna film something. Things I say may not be completely perfect. I may stumble on my words, but I'm human and I'm here to make a difference, and that's all that really matters to me. So there you go. All right, lots of love, friend. Bye.